Okay, I'm gonna start with the first question. If you have watched the video, if you have a notes video, you should be able to answer. Let's start with, we know that digestion, in this particular topic, you are supposed to find out, you're supposed to have a few checklists, you're supposed to know what is, why is your digestive system very important, and we are using that every single day, almost many times a day. So it is the most important part, yes. Basically, it helps to channel and actually digest all your food so that our body can absorb the nutrients from the food to provide us and convert them into energy for us. Okay, so if your digestive system fail, a fun fact, if your digestive system fail, and basically we all, based on what we all eat, the main things that we need is water, air, and food, correct? So obviously the main things for us to survive, if we can't do, we do not have air, okay, we cannot do without air for even less than, I would say the longest World Guinness record of breath held without air, I think 7 minutes if I'm not wrong. Any longer, you suffocate, you die. Air is the number one that we need. Of course, second, water. Okay, water is also anything that we input into our body, water and food. Now, water, our body is made of basically a lot of different organs and parts. And the main thing that helps to circulate and get things running is your blood that is actually flowing through your veins from top to bottom, everywhere around your body. That is actually liquid, and liquid is a part of water as well. I mean, water is actually part of liquid as well, and basically water is liquid, blood is liquid. So when you drink water, it actually helps your whole system to generate and circulate better. Okay, if you're dehydrated, very dehydrated, your blood will actually harden and it will become thicker and stops flowing. So it actually stops the whole entire system from functioning, and you will actually break down eventually. Now, how long can a person last without water? Can anyone give me a rough idea? Yes, Money?
3 days.
Good. So I would say about 2.5 to 3 days. If you are without water, your first thing that's going to show is that your skin, your lips, everything will start to get very dehydrated. You'll dry up, you'll crack. And not only that, your system will start to break down because you can't pee. Okay. There's actually a show. Oh gosh, I forgot the title. There's a movie. I don't know if your parents allow you to watch movie, but there are some movies that actually show actors that been kind of got lost and kind of got deserted, got lost in the deserted countryside, which is in Australia. I think the title is Outbacks, if I'm not wrong. The Outbacks. They actually show every single detail how a person survived. Actually, they didn't survive. They both of them died in the end, I think. Only one of them survived. They got lost in the whole entire countryside and they can't find the direction of how to get back to civilization, to the main village, and to find help. So what happens? The car breaks down and they have limited amount of food, water, and basically medical help for them to survive. So they are trying to stretch as much long as possible so that until help comes, but I don't even know whether they can get help because there's no way to signal to everyone. It's basically a vast countryside outback where no one passes through. So what happened is this guy was actually trying to survive based on the limited amount of food that he has, and water is one of the main things. Once they finish the amount of water, he has to find ways to get water sources, but he couldn't. So he ended up, because of surviving, trying the extreme means to survive, he actually tried drinking his own pee. Well, that can actually last him a few more days, but when you're actually desperate, there's nowhere to find any else liquid, you have to drink your own pee, you have to drink your own pee. But then there's only this much the pee can come out because there's not much water circulating. So he's trying his hardest to pee at the end of, if I'm not wrong, the 4th day. I think by the 4th day, the 3rd day, 4th day, he's actually struggling and it hurts a lot already. And the water has already been used up. As the day passed by, the lesser he pee, the lesser water he gets, and the system will start breaking down. So anyway, in the end, that guy died. Okay, there's no food, there's no water, and there's no one help coming because nobody knows that they are there. So that's one thing, that water would last you about I would say 3-4 days max. Of course, food. When it comes to food, the max I would give 5 to 7 days. Yeah. Yes, Mani.
But my friend told me that a rule that some fact that no air, that if you don't have any air for 3 minutes, you won't survive. No water for 3 days won't survive, and no food for 3 weeks, you won't survive.
Yeah, but it depends on how tough you as a person. If you are fat or anything, you probably start losing your fats first. You probably, the muscles and the energy will start to get energy from your fats. But if you're a skinny person like me, I won't last 3 weeks. To be honest, on average, without food, I would say the max 7 to 10 days. A normal average weight person, unless you're a big size person, then they'll start burning the fats and trying to get energy from the fats. Then yeah, if you're a big size fat person, then you might last longer. But then if you're a fat person, don't forget water. You even need more water. Okay, the bigger size person you are, the more water you need. So it's either this or that, water or whichever that makes you last longer. But on average, it's actually not 3 weeks. I would say by the 7th day, actually people will start giving up and die. I think the famous case last year, I don't know if you all watched the news. Or was it last year? I think it's last year. Yeah, there's these 2 hikers that went on a hike to tour the entire US countryside. I don't know what happened to them. I think there was just a domestic fight or something. Both this couple actually quarreled, and they didn't survive. So without food, they run out of food. And the main thing is that I think to give it fair, I would say 6 days, 7 days. I don't think it's 3 weeks. 6 days, 7 days. If you're not, even the help, everyone is looking around by the 3rd day or 4th day. When they're trying to reach them, by the 5th or 7th day, they are already dead. So it really depends. I don't think by luck, if it's a miracle, if you can last 3 weeks. I don't think you can last 3 weeks. Yeah, so it's in actual fact 7 to 10 days max. Okay, so we're going to talk about human system and digestive system. Now, the first part, remember your digestive system, there are actually a few parts that goes from the top to bottom. So the main part I need you to remember. Okay, if you can refer to your textbook. Now, I'm just going to introduce a few in general, the main outline of it first. The body itself, human body, there are many systems. So the main one that we learn is digestive system. Second, you just now talk about breathing, right? So that will include, that will include your respiratory system. Okay, your respiratory system consists of your nose, where you breathe, and your mouth. Of course, when you actually open, you also allow air to go in when you yawn or when you gasp. Now, anyone knows the reason why we yawn? Natural body effect. Do you know why the body forces you to yawn? Do you know why?
What was the question? I couldn't hear you.
Why do you think your body forces you to yawn? Why do you yawn?
Is it to remove stress?
No. Why do you think your body makes you yawn out of the blue when you can breathe normally through your nose? See, you're like halfway through the day and then you start yawning. Why is that so? What do you think?
To show you're tired.
If you're tired, what does your body need then?
Sleep.
Yes. Okay. But before that, when you yawn, if you're tired and if you're yawning, it's actually the main thing is your body is telling you that your system inside is lacking oxygen. Okay, and it's forcing you to suddenly open your mouth, take a big gulp of air in so that you can have a sudden rush of oxygen input into your body. So I don't know if you realize when you got fresh air, does it wake you up? When you breathe fresh air and go into the garden, no, you should. You mean you're tired, means you're tired. When you go into the garden, when you have suddenly a breath of fresh air after studying for a while and try to freshen up, do you feel more awake when you go outdoors? Yes, it's because there's more level of oxygen and you're breathing in more level of oxygen. So that means your body is taking in more oxygen to give you energy. Okay, so when you breathe in stale air, carbon dioxide, and there's no oxygen around, it actually makes your body low on oxygen level, and not only that, it makes you more tired. It makes you want to just sleep off. But the main thing is because your body is lacking of oxygen, that's why it's forcing you to yawn, so that you can suddenly have a rush of oxygen input into your system. Okay, so respiratory system, digestive system. Next one, your blood. Your blood that actually flows through the entire system to help transport food all over from top to bottom. This is actually known as circulatory. Okay, so that will involve your heart that is pumping your blood to let it go all around from top to bottom, up and down, down and up. Your blood vessels and your blood. Okay, the main thing is the liquid, the blood that actually transport everything from top to bottom. That will all include in circulatory system. Okay, your third one. Fourth, now your body frame, whether you're tall, fat, big, small size. I'm very small. I'm actually tight. Actually, I'm actually thin. I'm not short, but I'm thin. So it's just that I got small bones. So your bone structure gives you the shape that will form your skeleton system. Okay, so you are still all growing. I think the max, your height will probably be the max when you reach 21 years old. So you still have a chance to keep growing taller. Drink more milk, exercise more, eat more food. You grow up really tall. You want to be taller than your mom?
No, I'm almost taller than my mom.
Really? What's your height?
About,
do you know?
No, I don't check.
You don't know. You don't measure your height. You can actually measure. You're probably only you're taller than your mom.
I'm almost the height of my mother.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really. I only reached my mom's height when I'm think Sec 1 or Sec 2, no, Sec 1. I think Sec 13 years old. So I'm very, maybe because I'm very tiny. So my mom also a tiny build, probably that's why. And I don't grow that much until I start doing sports after Sec 1. So primary 6, I'm still like not doing any sports. I don't like sports.
A lot of sports in my school.
Yeah. Okay, so that was one thing. Okay, your skeleton system. And of course, the last one is your muscular system. How big size you are will be depending on how much muscle, like I said, how much sports you do and how much of muscle you build up. By the way, do you know muscle can be built? So basically, it doesn't mean that you're skinny, you are very small size now, but if you intend to actually build your muscle up, you can be as big size, even with a small bone structure. Just to let you know, that's why you see all the men start going to the gym. Even those small stouty ones, when they actually go to the gym, they start building your muscle, their muscle become really lumpy and it kind of look very gross, not proportion. So that's one of the things. Okay, so can you name me your 5 systems now? Now that I've said it. What's your first one, Money?
Digestive.
Good. Second one, Davini?
Your respiratory system.
Respiratory. Good. The third one, Money?
Circulatory.
Circulatory. Good. The fourth, Davini?
Skeletal system.
Which one?
Your skeletal system.
Skeleton. Very good. And the last one?
The muscular system.
Very good. Good job, all of you. Okay. So now let's go on to the first one. We're going to talk about digestive system. Now, I see your face, you see my face. Obviously, the first one that we see where we put our food in, where is it?
Our mouth.
Yes. What do you have in your mouth? There are 2 things that help to actually break down the food.